Welcome to The Explainer. Is your LinkedIn profile just kinda sitting there, like a digital resume collecting dust? What if it could be a magnet for the best remote jobs out there? Today, we're gonna break down the exact strategy to make your profile attract the opportunities you actually want. Let's dive in.
So, here's our game plan. It's a 4-part playbook. First, we're going to get inside the mind of a remote employer. Then, we'll get our hands dirty and rebuild your profile, piece by piece. After that, we'll turn that profile into a machine that actively finds opportunities for you. And finally, we'll make sure you sidestep the most common and avoidable profile traps.
All right, first things first. To win at the remote job game, you've got to understand who you're playing for. You know, the priorities for companies hiring remotely have totally changed. Figuring out what they really care about? Well, that's your biggest advantage.
You know that feeling, right? It's like you're shouting into the void. You spend hours getting your application just right. You hit submit, and then nothing, just crickets. If that sounds familiar, it's because the old rules for getting noticed just don't work anymore, especially in the remote world.
In a remote-first company, trust is the absolute currency. An employer can't just walk over to your desk to see if you're working. So they need cold, hard proof that you can actually crush it without that direct supervision. That's why these skills, what we can call remote enabling skills, are totally non-negotiable.
And look, this isn't just a hunch. We've got hard data on this. Being a pro with digital communication tools isn't just a nice to have. It's directly tied to a massive 20 to 25% jump in productivity for remote teams.
And that productivity boost, well, it leads to something called the productivity premium, which goes straight into your bank account. Professionals who can prove they have these top-tier remote skills, they can command salaries that are 20 to 40% higher. I mean, that's a huge reason to get this right.
Okay, so the million-dollar question: how do you signal that you have these incredibly valuable skills? Well, you do it by strategically building out every single part of your LinkedIn profile. This is where we get tactical.
I want you to think of your headline as the bouncer at an exclusive club. But this bouncer is an algorithm. If you don't use the magic word remote along with your target job title, you're literally telling LinkedIn search engine, hey, make me invisible to the exact recruiters you want to notice you. It's really that simple.
Your About section. This is your chance to tell a story. Please don't just list a bunch of skills. Frame them in a narrative, something like this. A conversational tone here shows off your communication skills and starts building that crucial trust before you ever even speak to a real person.
Now, this is a huge one. Just listing your old job duties is not going to cut it anymore. Your experience section needs to be a portfolio of evidence. Recruiters are like detectives. They're hunting for proof that you deliver results and excel in a remote setup.
And here's the exact formula to do it. Just follow these 3 simple steps for every single relevant job you list. 1. State that the job was remote. 2. Quantify what you did. Numbers speak way louder than words. And 3. List the specific remote tools you mastered. You do this, and you turn a boring resume list into a powerful case study that proves your value.
Okay, don't sleep on the basics, because this number is kind of staggering. A professional headshot isn't just for looks. It's a massive trust signal. Profiles that have one get 14 times more views. It's like your visual anchor of professionalism in this digital world. Think about this section as your personal Amazon review page. See, anyone can type time management into their skills list, but when a former boss endorses you for it and writes a recommendation about how you flawlessly managed a project across 3 different time zones, man, that's what we call social proof, and recruiters trust that big time.
Here's a quick win for you. That default LinkedIn URL with all the random numbers at the end, change it. It takes, 30 seconds to make it a clean linkedin.com/in/your name. It's a small detail, yeah, but it sends this powerful, subtle message that you're a pro who cares about the details.
All right, your profile is now optimized and ready to go. But let's be real, a great profile just sitting there is a wasted asset. So let's shift gears from just crafting the profile to actually using it as a tool to hunt down real opportunities.
This number right here, this should stop you in your tracks. A whopping 85% of all jobs are filled through networking. So what does that tell you? It means a killer profile gets you in the game, but your network is the key that unlocks the door to this massive, hidden job market that never even sees a public job board.
So, to signal or not to signal? That is the question. Putting up that green #OpenToWork banner for everyone to see, well, some recruiters see it as a sign of desperation. The recruiter's only setting, though, that's your stealth mode. It quietly lets the right people know you're looking, protecting your brand and, more importantly, your current job. It's a strategic call you have to make.
Now, this is the pro-level move. When you start sharing smart articles, when you make thoughtful comments, when you actually contribute to the conversation in your industry, you completely flip the script. You stop being a job hunter and you become a thought leader. And guess what happens then? The jobs start hunting you. All right, we're in the home stretch. You've put in the work to build an amazing profile. Now, let's just make sure a few of these common traps don't trip you up at the finish line.
Just think of this as your final pre-flight checklist. Every common mistake on the left has a really simple fix. That boring headline? Add remote and your value. That generic about section? Tell your story. Not showing your impact? Use numbers to prove it. You fix these little things and you'll sail right past the automated filters.
One last super crucial tip, especially if you have a job right now. You know how LinkedIn loves to announce everything you do? Congrats to Bob for updating his headline. Yeah, no. Go into your privacy settings and turn off sharing profile edits. One click and you can overhaul your entire profile without tipping off your entire network, and especially not your current boss.
So, I'll leave you with this question. Is your LinkedIn profile just a static, passive resume sitting there waiting to be found? Or is it a dynamic magnet actively pulling the best opportunities towards you? Look, a successful remote job search isn't about luck, it's about strategy. And with this explainer, you now have the playbook to make your profile work for you 24/7.